everyone, and welcome to another round of 12 News Weekend. I'm Kariba Devine. Here at 12 News, we strive to bring you the very best journalism in the Valley. That is why each week we'll rewind the tape to show you some of our best stories. Some will make you laugh, some will make you cry, and some will make you feel. This is 12 News Weekend.
Christmas trees in Costco, eggnog on grocery store shelves, and nonstop holiday tunes on the radio.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman was as live as he could be.
Thanksgiving is still weeks away, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in parts of the valley. The city of Avondale has already dusted off their decorations, and in Arcadia,
we got to test all the lights before we put them up. You know, make sure they're all tested and everything.
CJ is already working on his neighbors' homes.
I've been doing these lights now for a good 15 years. This house here is probably maybe 12,000 lights.
The quiet neighborhood near 44th Street in Camelback attracts hundreds of visitors each year, and CJ is feeling the pressure to get every bulb in place well before Thanksgiving. Why go through all this work? What is it all about?
People enjoy it. Kids come by here. We got a lot of new neighbors now. There's moved in here lately now, and there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. They come through here. The senior citizens come through here quite a bit too. It takes a good 2 to 3 weeks just these two houses.
A few weeks of work is well worth the smiles these lights bring, long before Thanksgiving turkeys are even thawed.
Elections all over the main house or stuff, you know. Now they can relax again and wait for the holidays to go through.
In Arcadia, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
The pads were popping at Perry High School on Tuesday, but not as loud as usual. One of their hardest hitters sidelined with an injury. Sophomore D lineman Everett Watson was in danger of missing the rest of the season.
The days I've been out for practice, I've been just trying to work out outside of there, just trying to get ready for the next time I come back.
The play before the injury is still fresh in his mind.
Got a tackle and I started celebrating and stuff. And I started jumping around, and I think that might have been part of the reason it broke off.
The play after was unlike anything his head coach had ever seen.
He was calling me over to the bench, hey coach, and he hands me his foot. You know, like I broke my foot.
An uncommon type of broken foot, where the pain is sharper now than it was in the moment.
I don't want people to know that I have my prosthetic. I used to be embarrassed about it, you know, because people used to make fun of me, call me names.
This fresh wound is opening up an old one. Everett had his foot taken a few years ago, a victim of a shooting when he was 12.
It was a cycle of me running to crawling to just trying to drag myself out of the fire. He shot, I think, 28 times, and luckily only 2 hit me.
But one of those bullets hit a major artery, and doctors decided to amputate.
You won't know what you have until you lose it.
The same can be said for the current moment.
I'm not gonna be able to play this Friday. I had that foot for, I think, 4 years, and they told me I wasn't supposed to have it for that long.
Everett needs an athletic prosthetic to keep this from happening again. His family doesn't have insurance until December. His extended family is trying to raise enough money.
He really needs 2 prosthetics. He needs the one that is going to be his everyday leg, and he needs the one that is going to help him with sports.
Marin Golden has started a GoFundMe. Almost $18,000 have poured in, and every penny will serve a purpose.
Everett was having to duct tape his foot together to just kind of keep it going.
A purpose that's bigger than a single foot. For Everett, it's football, that's everything.
Everett's commitment and drive and his unstoppableness is, I think, the thing that people keep getting so connected to.
These past few days after the whole accident stuff,
for now, all he can do is speak his story.
People have been noticing how much of a good teammate you guys are.
Hoping his words hit as hard as his pads.
Do it for yourselves. Do it for Perry, and do it for Everett. You guys understand?
I'm really appreciative. I'm really blessed.
In Gilbert, Jake Garcia, 12 Sports.
A lot of people experience sticker shock when they encounter the price range of a tooth replacement, something that's often the best option for replacing damaged, unhealthy, or missing teeth.
Crazy money.
Frederick Lama from Buckeye was told he would have to spend tens of thousands of dollars for dental work.
30 grand, 40 grand, 90 grand.
For Denise McGrath from the East Valley,
way expensive.
She had a horrible experience.
The gentleman literally said, "Do you like your smile?" And I said, well, not really, you know. And then he just literally kind of left.
And when Damon Gunderson from Peoria went to his dentist,
she was like, okay, you need this great big makeover. And then she plopped me with a $50,000 bill.
So he decided to leave the state altogether.
And I went to Los Algodones in Mexico, and I'll never go back there.
After a number of bad experiences, they connected with Dr. James Chaffin, who's been practicing dentistry in Arizona since 2004.
They understand people don't have that much money,
giving them options to save them money.
We're all retired teachers. We're all teachers here.
Dr. Chaffin is a surgeon and faculty member at a post-grad educational program called Simply Implant Institute in Glendale, where the school recently decided to give the gift of surgery.
So we're going to give the gift of about $1 million of surgery away.
From now until the end of the year, they're doing this as a way to say thank you to the community for supporting their school and to give people their smiles back.
It's fun to watch, you know, and that's that journey that I teach my doctors. You're changing lives, which is a lot of fun.
He says whether you need 1 implant, 4 implants, or all your teeth out, all the surgery is included.
God gave us the skills to be able to help somebody, and that's what we want to do.
This place and the team here coming to the rescue for many Arizonans that have felt the financial burden of dental work, but are now feeling relieved.
I'd say about $50,000.
Here, people like Damon and Denise are saving big.
I saved myself tens of thousands of dollars.
They saved me a lot of money.
So they can focus on other things aside from their teeth.
Christmas, I guess.
Maybe I will end up buying a house or a new car one day.
What an incredible way to give back. Dr. Chaffin says a lot of times people can afford a denture, but they can't afford the surgery. So that's what they're covering: dental implant surgeries, extractions, and bone grafting, saving you about 30 to 40%. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
Well, this year marks 150 years since a California man moved to Phoenix and changed Arizona history. His story seems like out of a Western movie. A great horse rider keeping outlaws at bay and becoming the first law marshal elected in what was then the town of Phoenix.
Talk about one of the greatest lawmen in the Southwest.
A man whose stories rival legends like Wyatt Earp. His name was Enrique or Henry Garfias.
He wanted to follow all the rules. He was very precise about doing things.
Pete Ray Demas is a local historian, and he sat down with me at the Phoenix Police Museum near the Garfias display to share what we know about the man who would go on to become Phoenix's first elected law marshal.
Everybody understood that he was a very courageous individual.
Born and raised in California in the 1850s, Garfias knew how to shoot, ride horses, and track cattle. He'd moved to Arizona in 1871, and 10 years later, Phoenix officially became a town, and that's when he put his skills to use.
Enrique Garfias, or Henry Garfias, runs for town marshal, and he gets elected.
The first elected town marshal ever. One story about his time as marshal is when 3 to 4 Texans came riding into Phoenix
and start shooting up the place. Like right out of the movies, you know, these crazy guys shooting guns like that.
The men on horses shooting at Garfias, who was running after them. Demas says Garfias shot a pistol out of one of the cowboys' hands.
Eventually, he ends up killing one of the guys and arresting the other 2.
Some accounts say all of the cowboys ended up dead.
The town was so grateful that the citizens collected shortly thereafter $167. Thank you.
Another instance, an outlaw named the Saber Slasher, also known as Oviedo.
Oviedo claimed that he was going to kill Garfias.
And during one run-in,
Oviedo pulls out a shotgun, shoots at him a couple of times, and Garfias kills him.
There are many stories like this. Outlaws, bandits, all stopped by Garfias, but by 1886 he would lose his re-election bid, though stay working as a constable until he died in 1896. And the tributes after his death poured in.
He was engaged in the issue of justice, but it was justice that included both sides of the border.
An American and Arizona hero whose legacy will hopefully now be shared. And Garfias is buried in Phoenix at the Pioneer and Military Memorial Park. The Phoenix Police Museum, as I mentioned, does have a display dedicated to Garfias and his work in law enforcement, plus a lot of other cool displays there as well. So if you would like to check it out, you can visit phoenixpolicemuseum.org for their locations and times.
dropped to the floor. I could not stop crying and being so emotional, and I just like could not speak. I literally had no words for how I felt in that moment.
It was the moment Mia Larkin's childhood dream came true. A phone call from New York City in August telling the 19-year-old to pack her bags. She was joining the world-famous Radio City Rockettes.
I know that there was a lot of girls and a lot of people wanting this job, and I just got lucky to get it this year.
800 dancers auditioned in April. Larkin and 16 others were selected. They would have only a few months to learn the highly synchronized Christmas Spectacular show.
I think we learned the show in about 2 weeks, and then from then on we just add in other elements like the lighting and the shoes and the costumes. We do our own hair and makeup every single show. We have our classic French twist and our classic red lip.
Larkin, who graduated from Castile High School in 2023, has been dancing and kicking since she can remember.
Since I was 8 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a Radio City Rockette in New York. Actually, my dance teacher was a former Rockette, so I kind of got inspired by her to want to do this for my big dream and my big goal.
Now she's in the Big Apple, rehearsing 6 hours a day, 6 days a week.
It's a lot on the body physically and mentally, but it's honestly just like knowing that I get to spread this Christmas joy and Christmas cheer all through the holiday season.
The Christmas Spectacular show opens in New York Friday and runs through January 5th. Larkin's mom will be there for her premiere.
It's going to be a super special moment seeing her in the audience and showing her what I've been working on.
Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Thanks again for tuning in. And remember, you can catch 12 News Weekend on Saturdays and Sundays on our YouTube channel and our streaming app, 12 News Plus. I'm Karima Devine. Have a great rest of your weekend.